Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Bouncing Back with Brighton. In today's episode we're going to play through the entirety of the January transfer window. Now we've already got plenty of deals already agreed, plenty of youngsters coming into the club. We've got £100 million to spend with about 600k available in the wage budget, so if we need to make any big moves we could do so. So as you can see, we've just ticked over to the 1st of January and the transfer window has started. The board has offered me to be able to change my season expectations. Now, if I did go to Champions League Cup qualification, they would actually give me an extra £28 million and another £200,000 in the wage budget. And you know, greedy me, I'm going to take it. The wiser move there was probably to stay Europa League qualification just in case anything bad was to happen. But I'm not about that life. We might as well just go for it, shouldn't we? And here's the 5 players that have joined the club. We'll quickly run through them. Julian Navarro's joined from Atletico Madrid for £3.9 million. He's a defensive midfielder. He can play in that Segunda Volante role should he be required. We have actually changed Benty Ebb's role to a deep lying playmaker, which has seemed to made our defensive stability a little bit better. But Julian Navarro, he looks absolutely fantastic. He's only 2-star current at the minute. I am going to put him in the under-23s and we'll offer him out for a loan deal at some point during this window. Try and get him some game time out. He is listed as a backup player, so hopefully he won't mind that too much. The next to join us was Leandro Rojas. How much did we pay for him? £2.8 million. He's just a decent Argentinian striker. These are 10 a penny once you get about 5 seasons into the game. We're signing from Independiente. He looks really good physically. He's very talented. Mentally, he's got some well-rounded stats, if not some very key areas which he needs to improve. And technically, he looks okay as well. He's another one who's going to go to the under-23s, and we will list him available for loan. Next one who joins us was Alan Maciel, £3.5 million, a 3-star current, 4.5-star potential striker. Another Argentinian. This was another one who I want just to loan out. He has literally been signed purely because of how cheap he was and the fact that we're going to make an absolute fortune on this boy. He's already worth £8 million. If we manage to get a loan deal, either a Championship club or a lower Premier League club, that would be ideal. And if he has a good season, there's no doubt we'll be able to at least sell him for around £20 million in my opinion. The next to join us was Bert Jacobs. He's a Belgian, £7.75 million attacker and midfielder. I do have long-term visions for this guy, potentially being able to make it at the club. 2.5-star current, 4.5-star potential. But he is another one who's going to the under-23s, and he is going to be listed for loan. Let's see if anyone comes in. Next to sign was Valentin. That's his name. Valentin Gan. Let's call him that. He's a backup right back that we've signed. He is a rotation option at the minute. He will be replacing Jaden Bogle long term. Whether I can fit him in the squad purely down to registration requirements, I'm not too sure just yet. So I'm not going to do anything with this guy right now. But yeah, he might well end up being better than Thomas Tavares. He's already very, very talented in terms of his physicals, his mentals, and some of his technicals. He's still got a lot of work to improve in his technical game. But he seems pretty good to me. Romanian wonder kid, 10 caps already, 20 years old. Happy days. Now, in terms of the rest of the transfer window, as I said, we've now boosted our transfer funds to £134 million and £519,000 available in the wages. What do I want to do? I actually don't have a clue how I improve this squad. You know, I'm really, really comfortable with our first 11. Maybe goalkeeper is the main area which I could improve, but purely because Jack Butland is English, it makes it very, very difficult to replace him in my squad. As you can see, we haven't really got that many English players whatsoever. We've already got Jack Butland, Freddie Woodman, Morgan Gibbs-White, who's basically useless, Jaden Bogle, who I would like to replace, and Nathan Wood. So there's only Nathan Wood and Jack Butland who you could confidently say remain in my first team squad long term. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. There is some interest in some of our players, particularly Tudor Baluta. He is transfer listed. Everton had a fleeting interest in the media, but whether anything comes of that, I don't know. I will look to move him on and potentially replace him with someone a lot better. There was some interest in Mbalo, which has seemed to have disappeared. Jeremy Doku had some interest. So there might be some big moves this January. It all depends on who comes in for what and what's available to us. We have a lot of games during this January transfer period, the first of which is a game against Juventus in the final Champions League group game, which is weird being in January. Obviously, we're already qualified top of the group, so the game is pretty negligible. It doesn't really matter, but I would like to win, naturally. We're all going to play all these games, and we're just going to review the games and the scores after they've been done. We're not going to do any live comms, so I will update you if anything happens. So unfortunately, due to the registration rules, I can only have 17 foreign players at the club, and Valentin Gan cannot fit in right now. There's just nowhere. There's nobody I really want to take out. The likes of Barlow and stuff could probably go. Maybe Alvarado could go. But unfortunately, until there's decent offers for them, I can't guarantee that. So I have listed them for loan currently. So loan offers are starting to trickle in for some of these boys. Valentin Gan, I've accepted the 2 offers from Lille and Nice. So hopefully get some game time in Ligue 1. We had some other offers from other clubs, but I'd rather he went to a major nation. That's purely down to being able to build his reputation, which will build his value, should we ever come to sell him. There were Argentinian strikers have both had offers from Argentina, Leandro Rojas and Alan Maciel. I have accepted them purely because no European clubs actually came in. If any of them did, I would have preferred that. So there's been a young English striker that I've been looking at and trying to unsettle him. Darius Courtney, he's not crazy good right now, but I think he could be great in the future. Aston Villa have actually come in with a 17.75 million / £27 million offer. The issue is I can sign him for 16.75 because I'm in a high division. And I think I'm going to do it. The fact that we've got 130 million, we're desperate for English players. If he can come in, maybe improve for a season, and then potentially come into the first team squad and take up an English spot rather than one of my foreign players, that would be ideal. So I'll get the offer in and hopefully we'll be able to sign him. Now, there is a permanent signing that we're making from Bayern Munich. That's at the end of his contract, so he'll not be joined till the end of this season. Mark Julich. He's on 44 grand a week. He's a wonder kid centre-back whose contract ran out at Bayern Munich, which is huge. The problem was he wanted key player, and I've given him it. So basically, I'm lying to this boy because he's not going to be a key player, at least not initially. But his physicals are just out of this world good. His mentals are great apart from his aggression. His technicals are okay apart from his heading. So hopefully he can continue to improve at Bayern Munich before he comes here, and we'll just accept that deal. So we've just finished playing Juventus and absolutely smashed them away from home 3-0. This is just absolutely brilliant stuff. You remember we struggled against them at home. We ended up drawing, I think it was 2-2 or 1-1 or something. So beating them 3-0 away from home in a really confident, overpowering performance was absolutely brilliant. Jeremy Doku put us in front. Nathan Wood got one and Gonzalo Ramos got one off the bench. We're back, and we're back for the Champions League first knockout draw. Let's crack on. Olympic Lyon are in the second pot. I would love to draw Olympic Lyon. They get Arsenal. ES Monaco we can't get because they're in our group. Real Madrid, please no. Please don't do this. They've got Liverpool. That is absolutely fantastic. Red Bull Leipzig. Do I want Red Bull Leipzig? I think I do. No, we don't want Red Bull Leipzig. We don't want Lyon. Oh no. Europa League final flashbacks. We have got Lyon in the first knockout round of the Champions League. Now, we did dominate Lyon in the Europa League. We were just unfortunate. Let's keep telling ourselves that we were just unfortunate. So maybe it's not the end of the world. Another free signing that will be coming in at the end of the season is Miguel Santos. We are signing him. I think it's from Maritimo. It is from Maritimo. He's a right midfielder, not a right winger, which is a little bit unfortunate in terms of the style we play. But he looks like an incredibly well-rounded winger. Another Portuguese player who will be coming in at the end of the season. He's another one who I don't really see having a long-term future at our club, but we'll probably be able to make some good money on him once he's spent a couple of years developing out on loan. And there is Alan Maciel joining Racing Club in Argentina for the rest of the year, probably. That's how it tends to work in the South American loans. So we'll see him soon. Hopefully he comes back worth like 30 million. That's preferable. I think I might actually hate penalty kicks on Football Manager. We played a fully rotated side against Southampton in the League Cup quarter-final. We drew 0-0 in normal time. It went straight to penalties. And unfortunately, we got beat 5-6. And we say goodbye to our Romanian right-back as quick as he came. He's joining Lille on loan for the rest of the season. And Leandro Rojas decides to leave the club to join Godoy Cruz for the rest of the season. Hopefully he does well out there and he can come back a better player. Shall we do it? Shall we sign Darius Courtney? 16.75 million. He's an English striker with plenty of potential. I think I've got to. Purely down to the fact that the foreign limit is sort of strangling me squad a little bit. I think I've got to get him in. He's been downgraded to 4-star straight away. Shall I try and loan him? Yeah, I'll try and loan him out. See if anyone will take him. We have just played Watford in the Premier League and absolutely smashed them 6-1. Rodrigo Marquez got 2 before he had to go off for an injury, and that meant I would bring on Darius Courtney, who got himself a goal in the 75th minute. Benty Eben Benoit Badiashile completed the scoring for us after Yao Pedro had put West Watford ahead 2 minutes in. We've just played Sheffield Wednesday in the FA Cup and absolutely destroyed them. Tudor Baluta got the opening goal for us. Jose Mesquita got 4 goals in this game. Mbalo got a goal and Diogo Aquino got 2. As you can see, Darius Courtney couldn't start this game due to him being cup tied. So we've just played Leicester in the Premier League and managed to win 4-2. Aquino, Courtney, Gravenberch and Doku with the goals. Courtney was starting in the first 11 actually because Rodrigo Marquez was currently injured. I probably should be playing Mesquita, especially after his performance against Sheffield Wednesday. But I'm kind of on the Darius Courtney train whilst he's still here. I really need to start prioritising English talent and trying to get it in the first 11 whenever possible. So we've just played Southampton in the final game of the January period and we managed to win this one 3-0. Darius Courtney with the 2 and Jeremy Doku with the 1. Darius Courtney's actually scored 4 goals in 2 Premier League games already, which is encouraging to say the least. So in terms of the league table, this is how things stand currently. We sit 3rd with 43 points. We do have 2 games in hand on Arsenal and 3 games in hand on Manchester United, who are both above us. We are above Man City and Liverpool, who have played the same amount of games as us, which is quite nice to see. Obviously, once we've caught up on them games, let's say we win them all, we will go top of the league. Winning them all is an ambitious target. You know, we're not that consistent at this point, but it isn't unfeasible. So, unfeasible. Jesus Christ. It isn't out of this world, you know. We might be able to do it, we might not. In terms of the rest of the January transfer period, absolutely no one has come in for any of my players. Even the ones I've tried to get out on loan, nobody seems to be interested. So I think I'm going to end the episode here, just before the transfer window closes. If anything was to happen, I would of course update you, but I don't anticipate anything happening. Maybe some loans go out, but it's not the end of the world and it isn't too crucial to be able to see. Darius Courtney will probably stay in the squad for the rest of the season. He will maybe be our backup striker. Mesquita is just a far better player than Courtney is, so maybe it wouldn't be the best idea, but when it comes to registration and stuff, he's just perfect to slot in there. And going forward, I do see him as potentially staying at the club and being part of our first team squad. Mesquita, they've both got similar star ratings, but he just seems like a better player to me. He scored 10 goals in 9 starts so far as well, so that's something to consider. We'll have to wait and see. I don't really know where it's going to end up. But looking forward to the next episode, going on the schedule here. Jesus. It's going to be the Chelsea. It's going to be the Chelsea Man City games. That's why we're going to come back. 2 massive ties away from home against the big clubs. Might end up destining whether we'll fight for top 4 or whether we're fighting for the Premier League title. But anyway, if you have enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like, and if you are enjoying my content, get yourself subscribed. But until next time, take it easy.